Sometimes when I'm diving, usually when I'm guiding, or maybe it's the first day of a course, if I've got more than one student, I actually find it quite handy to have a small mirror. It's good to see maybe who's behind me or even who's above me without having to make too many excessive movements. And for sure, if I'm on my own and I'm just testing out a piece of kit, I find it quite useful to use a mirror just to see how something maybe is sitting on the body, okay? I'll send you a link to where I actually get these mirrors from. They're super cheap, about €3. And when they come, what they've normally got is a loop of cord with like a fastener, which again, for me, it's not really very practical for diving. So I'm just going to show you how I make a loop and how I secure that then with a small bolt snap onto my hand, and then how I stow that in the pocket. So the mirror itself, it's designed to move around, and what we can then do as we push it to one side, it exposes part of the mirror, and we can just pop it off, and it's just a push on, push off style. So we'll come back to that in a minute. And what we're going to do, we're going to run a piece of bungee through here. So fairly thin piece of bungee. This is something like 3mm. You can even get away with a 2mm, and it's because it's going to sit on the hand. You don't want it too thick, and you don't want it too bulky. So I'm going to cut length. I'm going to start off with around 35 centimeters. You can obviously size it to fit, but it's not a bad starting place. So here's 35. Okay, so nice and easy, 2 holes, up through the first, in through the second. So no prizes for guessing what knot I'm going to tie. Same idea, one end will be the short kind of fixed end, and the other end is what I'm going to use to size it, because where I want this thing to finish off, I want it to be able to be comfortable on the back of the hand. So something like this would work for me. I'm going to give an allowance, of course, for the glove maybe that I'm going to wear. And you can always shorten this down the first time you dive it. Okay. So now that's done, I'm just going to check that the bungee is just running on one side of the little knob. So I can take the mirror, and I can just snap that back into place, and there it is there. So what I'll then do, check I'm happy with the size, trim the end off, so I'm never a fan with bolt snaps of running them through the bungee. I kind of think that means that you can't easily separate the two should you need to. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put the knot a little bit to one side of the loop, to create a loop which I push through, and that comes all the way to the end, and that's here. So then as I attach it into my pocket, is usually where I keep this thing, but then when I'm going to dive it, I put the bolt snap on the bungee itself, and what that actually gives me is a nice little handle if I need to hold it. Okay, and there we go.